everybody. Welcome back to Energy Works. Lauren here with, unfortunately, a solo episode. I was meant to, Blaine and I started an episode together, and then I think it's my internet that just got all wonky and threw both of us off, and then we didn't have time to circle back. So I'm here by myself to talk about the opening of the EMYoga Store, which we're really excited about here at EMYoga. And we really talked about so many cool things before we lost that episode. And one of the things that we were talking about was the reclaiming of the marketplace. And what I mean by that is humans have traded for as long as humans have been alive. And the disruptors that have kind of taken over in the last chunk of time, Amazon, Walmart, these kind of aggregates have taken over from the small person to person, tribe to tribe trade that we have done for as long as humanity has been alive. And, you know, there are some benefits to sitting in your house and getting anything you want from anywhere around the world, not gonna lie. But also, we've lost a lot. And what was supposed to be this democratizing force of the internet, that anyone, any small creator could reach markets all over the world, that promise has not really come true. And what's happened is the top has aggregated the riches and the bottom is struggling. So what does this have to do with us? Well, we're not using Amazon. We are against pretty much everything Amazon stands for. I just read an article the other day that said Amazon takes between 50 and 60% of profits from their makers. Like, how is that even possible? And here, I just got to take a little side excursion here. There's a TV show that I watch called Loot with Maya Rudolph, which is just this hilarious show about a woman billionaire who got a divorce because her husband, billionaire, was caught cuckolded, which, right, that's a boring old story. And what is she going to do with her billions now? And it's gotten really real this new season, where she's calling out the billionaires for basically trashing and destroying the planet for their own pleasure. And she's trying to use her billions for good. Sort of like when Jeff Bezos got divorced from Mackenzie, and Mackenzie's using her billions for good, and Jeff Bezos is using his billions to trash the planet and to extract the work and the creativity of people for his own aggregation of wealth. And I'm reading another book called We Should All Be Millionaires, which has some data in it that women overwhelmingly give more money and support more causes than men. So when women make a lot of money, they spread it out. And when men make a lot of money, they build spaceships to try to go to Mars because they've ruined this planet. So let's go ruin another one. Yes, that is the tone of voice that you're hearing if you're only listening to me. That tone is real, of disgust. And so we don't want to support Jeff Bezos, but we do want to support small, independent businesses that are doing good, great things in the world. So instead of using Amazon Fulfillment Center, we found a small, independent, 1% for the planet company that is located right near where Blaine lives in Colorado. She's gone to the facility and walked around and toured the facility. And it is sort of like a WeWork where there's many different small companies underneath this, within this larger building. And one of the things that the gentleman that we're working with does, he makes patches out of recycled plastic. And these patches, they're kind of woven patches, and they, for all the national parks. And it's just doing a great, good thing in the world. And satisfying still our need and our desire for stuff, for consuming, right? Because after we fulfill our basic needs for food and water, we have always, since trading began, which means since humanity began, we've always wanted to adorn ourselves with beads, with colored glass, semi-precious stones or precious stones, with makeup, with clothing. This is as old as time itself, both men and women adorning their bodies. And so we want to be part of the solution, the disruptors of the destructive capitalism, and come into a way where we can still do our trading and find and source products that are not extractive, that are not destructive, and create, I don't know, I'm so idealistic, a better world. I do really want that. Jeff, if you're listening, give me a call. I got some things to say. Right? Like, if you could stop world hunger, if you could stop homelessness, I mean, so many problems. If you could solve the healthcare crisis, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? I'd really like to know why you wouldn't do that. Jeff, hit me up. Blow up my phone. I want to know why you don't want to do good with all of your riches. Okay, back to the EMYoga Store, emyogastore.com. And it started because people wanted to buy my books and they didn't want to buy them from Amazon. And they couldn't always find them at a local bookseller, or maybe they lived out really far away from any, place where there even was a bookstore. So that's how it started, and that's how it's growing. Our bookstore carries all 3 of my books. I've hand signed every single one of them. We also want to sell the products that we get asked about the most, that we teach about, that we share about in our other platform on our energymedicineyoga.net. We teach EM yoga classes and courses. We train teachers all over the world in how to teach energy medicine yoga. And so we sell some of the tools that we use on those platforms. Things like journals, because journaling is a huge part of the process of energy medicine yoga. We teach the Ayurvedic technique of Abhyanga, and everybody wanted to know what kind of oil I was using. And the oil I was using was an oil I created. So I found a local woman-owned business here in Montana, and she worked with me to codify my formula. And so we sell this beautiful Abhyanga oil on our site, which was before, and I think will be again, our biggest seller. And it takes time to make because we soak all of the arnica flowers in our base oil. Like, it's not just something where you throw together, mix it up, and send it out there. This is really a beautiful product. One of my favorite truffle sticks, another small woman-owned company who no longer sells retail, so you can find her amazing lip ointment on our site. And I'm so addicted to this. I literally have like probably 20 or 30 containers of it. Every coat has one. I have it in my car. I have it in my ski bag. I have it in my skate bag. I can't just have one that travels around. I need one in every bag. In fact, I did a little reel last year on Instagram where I showed, like, Inspector Gadget, everything I carry in my ski coat. And I did not plan it, but I had 3 of these in one ski coat just to make sure that I was never without my lip goo. And so that's on the site as well. And probably the thing that's closest to my heart right now on the site. So when we started, I don't know how long ago it was, I drew our mascot. Her name is Emee from EM Yoga, EMY, Emee, even though we spell it EMEE, so you pronounce it Emee. I drew the Emee Tree, which is my version of the tree of life. A yogi as a tree with everybody alive and flourishing, all the animals, all the creatures in her uplifted branches, showing that our diversity and our communities are so important, and that we can hold and carry and support each other with love, integrating all of our differences together to create a beautiful honeymoon on earth. So that tree is on our sweatshirts and on our hoodies, and many of you who bought them from our first store, which was not that far from me selling books out of the trunk of my car, you'll have this original Emee Tree, our original mascot. But some of you also know that my beloved creature, my familiar, my everything, Louis L'Amour, my little Tibetan terrier, died this year. And so I reached out to the artist who created Emee as the artwork from my doodles and asked her if she would bring Louis into the fold. And so now you can have this beautiful artwork, which includes our four-legged friend who was a teaching assistant to me for years. And many of you have gotten to experience his fluffy cuteness, love, and support. As on this new piece of art that reminds you that everyone, every creature, every person that you've ever loved is still snuggling you in their arms, still looking out for you, still your angel. And we'll talk about that more in the weeks and months to come. I hope you listen to my podcast with Donna Eden about what happens to us when we die. And that is an ongoing exploration of how we continue to interact with the people and the creatures who have gone beyond us. I'm going to talk to some other really powerful people about that in the coming weeks and months. So stay tuned for that and snuggle in to your own Emee Tree hoodie or t-shirt, buy a book or some Abhyanga oil. We'll continue to expand our offerings. Let us know the things that you would like us to carry. We're going eco, we're going small, business owned. We are personal here, and we don't ever want to get that blank corporate stare where we're just extracting and never giving back, or doing the AstroTurf giving back, right? We've got some of those. There's a gas station company here in Montana. I'm not even going to say their name on the air because I don't want to give them any more air, but wow, are they extractive, and they are just grow and build these huge monstrosities, bowing down at the false gods of oil and destroying the world and the economy and extracting as much money as they can as they go. There's got to be a better way. There are better ways, and we want to start to model those better ways and learn how to be better and create better and grow better. There's ways of growth that are sustainable. This capitalistic growth that is unending and massive, and that tells you that if you don't go year upon year, grow without any end in sight, is not sustainable and is in fact the very definition of cancer itself. Cancer is unending growth. There has to be more of a regenerative process in the world of trade. So we're trying to learn about how to do that, and would love your help and your input. We're supporting people in our communities and supporting you all in your studies and growth to learn how to heal and how to thrive. We're all in this together. As many of the billionaires that are trying to shoot their loads off the planet and find another planet to destroy, I kind of feel like it ain't gonna happen. And so if I was a billionaire, boy, I would clean up this planet so fast. So I guess maybe one of my goals would be to become a billionaire. so that I could be like Maya Rudolph on Loot and try to heal the planet. But instead of that, I'm going to keep teaching energy medicine yoga, and I'm going to keep doing this podcast, and I'm going to keep trying to do my best to be a good steward of whatever I've been gifted to steward in this lifetime. And I think if we all tried to be good stewards of what it is that we're stewarding, then that would create some really positive, powerful ripples across the world. And really, that's what we're responsible for, is being a good ripple. Be a good ripple. That's my take for today. Be a good ripple. I hope you've enjoyed this podcast. I hope you go check out our store, if for no other reason than to go and see this beautiful piece of art by May Copham. I love it. I'm so happy about it. And I'm so happy to be able to share the products and the books that have helped so many of our students thrive and grow in their lives. And I hope you find them nourishing as well. And I hope that my internet lasts long enough that I can do another podcast with Blaine really soon. I miss you, Blaine. I miss our banter back and forth. And we'll be back here again soon, I promise. Drop into our notes here and tell us what you'd like to carry in the store, and tell us how you're rippling out your goodness in the world today. Thanks for tuning in. We'll talk to you next time on Energy Works.